gentlemen, welcome to the Truth Uncovered on our channel. We shall today be examining another aspect which has been exacerbated by the tariff war which Trump has started against India, I would say, and India has shown resilience to stand up to it, and India is standing to it. Tonight, we are talking about a seismic shift in the global power, one which is not getting the enough attention that it deserves, and that is the rise of BRICS alliance. The BRICS alliance is an economic alliance between Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This isn't just about a few countries coming together anymore. The BRICS alliance, which started with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has grown exponentially. 6 more nations have joined this year, and just within last 3 weeks, another 13 were added. What does this mean? The BRICS nations now account for more than 50% of world's population. And if you compare that to the United States represents a mere 4.5% of the planet's population. But it is not just about the people or the percentage of population. It is about economic power. The total output of the goods and the services from the BRICS countries is already significantly larger than that of the United States and its major allies in G7 alliance, that is Canada, Japan, Britain, France, Germany, and Italy. This shift means that every country and the company in the world has to reassess its strategy for the future operations. The United States, which has been the dominant global player for the last 70 years, is no longer in the same position now. There is a bigger, richer player, that is the BRICS alliance. The reality is already changing how the global decisions are made. If a country needs to build a new railroad, it no longer goes exclusively to Washington, London, or Paris. It goes to BRICS alliance to get an offer and then compares it to what can be obtained from Beijing, New Delhi, or even Sao Paulo. The case after case, the choice is being made to go with the BRICS and not the just US-led West, that is predominantly G7 countries. This trend signals the definite beginning of the end of the American empire. This really should have had been a central issue in the recent presidential elections in the United States, but instead, both the parties in the US chose to ignore it and engage in a denial. The denial is proving to be incredibly costly, as we can see in the wars in Ukraine, the war in Israel, the war against Iran, and many more other countries. When the war began, the President Biden and his officials predicted that Russia would be brought to its knees, its currency would collapse, and West would defeat the Russians comprehensively. But none of that happened. The plan was to deny Russia the market for its oil and gas in the Western Europe. However, instead of collapsing, Russia turned its face towards the BRICS allies, particularly China and India, and sold all its energy to them. As a result, Russian economy is now growing faster than that of the United States. The reality is apparent. The world is changing, and the age of a single dominant power is over. The BRICS alliance represents a new powerful force, and its rise is a reality which no longer can afford to be denied. And Mr. Trump is not understanding that by unjustly targeting India, which has been a trusted ally and a pivot in US war against China and Indo-Pacific, involving Indian Ocean, Philippines, the Taiwanese, and South Koreans and Japanese, President Trump is not understanding that India is being pushed away and being alienated from the United States by increasing enhancement of the prospect of rupee trade in BRICS. Besides, it is also pushing India closer to Russia and even China. China, which of course has a border dispute with India, and India does not subscribe to China's hegemonic ideology. Yet, both are coming together against the US or the President Trump for that matter. The PM Modi's meeting, which is going to be held with Xi Jinping on the sidelines of SCO summit at Tianjin, is a testimony to this fact. This would be a severe blow to the United States economy, as it would impede the value of the dollar in the international market. It will also put the United States America economy in severe recession, destroying the monopoly it enjoyed over a period of time and its dollar currency in global trade for over a century. So, ladies and gentlemen, BRICS is taking shape, the Indian rupee is set to rise, and Indian economy is resurrecting into its old avatar of Sone ki Chidiya. And all of you, please fasten your seat belts and prepare for a new beginning, a new Subha of peace, of prosperity, of just world order. Jai Hind,
Please
Jai
like
Bharat,
and subscribe.
Jai Hind ki Sena.